Alrighty people, how you doing? So the other day I was talking about the third brake that you have in your motorcycle other than the front and the rear disc. And I told you that in my opinion the third brake is more effective and more powerful than the front and the rear. Well, let's talk about that third brake today. So a lot of people commented saying that the third brake is the transmission, is the gear shifting. So you shift the gear down and the motorcycle will slow down. And that's partially right. That's not all the way right, because it's not the transmission, it's not the gears that slows your motorcycle down, it's the piston and the RPM of your engine, the rotation per minute, revolutions per minute that your engine is going through. If your motorcycle is at high RPM, your speed's gonna increase. If your RPM is low, your speed's gonna decrease. So the movement of the piston is the thing that decides the speed of your motorcycle. And so, engine braking, let's talk about it for a while. What's the purpose of braking? What's the purpose of the front and the rear brake? The purpose is to slow your motorcycle down and eventually brings you to a stop. And that's what the third brake does too. It slows your motorcycle down. So to all those people who commented saying that the transmission is the third brake, gears are the third brake, let me tell you something. If you are running at high speeds and if you lower your gear down way too much, so let's say if you're at 80 kilometers an hour and you shift your bike down to second gear, that might be risky and that might damage your motorcycle. That might lock the rear wheel and then you'll be stuck at a place. The piston won't move at all. So the correct method of doing engine braking, or the correct method of using the third brake, is I would like to demonstrate you a little skill of motorcycling and pay close attention to that. So you're looking at my speed, which is for 40 kilometers an hour in third gear. So all that I'm gonna do is accelerate and then release the accelerator and watch what happens. I'm accelerating and the RPM is increasing, the speed is increasing, but as soon as I release the accelerator, the speed is going down way too fast and the RPM dropped down too, way too quickly. On the other hand, if I do accelerate my motorcycle and then I hold the clutch, look at the speed. It's like I lost all my control to the engine and the motorcycle is running free. The only thing that's stopping my motorcycle right now is the friction between the tire and the road, and I have no other control of stopping the motorcycle. So if you have to stop your motorcycle, as soon as I'm gonna release the clutch, the engine's gonna take the load and it's gonna slow my motorcycle down way too quickly. So let me demonstrate the same thing again, but with the engine braking now. So it took me a long time when I was holding the clutch. It took me a long time to come to a stop, but watch now what happens. So we go third gear and 60 again, and I release the clutch, and at a certain speed I shift down to second, and see how quickly I am below 30. In a couple of seconds, like in 2 or 3 seconds, I went from 60 to below 30. And if I was holding just the clutch and not downshifting, it would take me around 10 to 12 seconds. And there is another thing called revolutions matching. I'm gonna make another video about that because that's really interesting and a deep topic that requires a lot of time to explain. For now, try to engine brake your motorcycle. Do not just hold the clutch, the brake. Always deaccelerate first, and once deaccelerated, hit the brakes and then hold the clutch and then downshift. So never just hold the clutch and then try to stop your motorcycle using the front and the rear disc. That way you'll be damaging your disc pads way too quickly, and these things are expensive. When you do that, you are trying to stop your tires using the disc pads. But what you gotta do is you have to stop your tires using your engine, because your engine is what you use to accelerate, to speed up. And that should be the thing that you should be using to deaccelerate too. I hope that makes sense. If something is not making sense to you, write that down in the comment below and I'll try to reply that. We are at the farm now. We're gonna grow some veggies. Organic veggies at Shishu Farms, people in Haryana, if you wanna consume some. Alright, out.